Hi, this is Professor Evans. This video is for the students in CET3136C, which is Logic Devices Programming. This is a quick demonstration of Lab 7 Part B, where we have a parent-child latch. So keep in mind that the parent is in control and the output from the child won't be visible unless the parent releases it to do so. In this case, we can see that we have two D latches that are both active when the clock is a low signal. However, the clock is inverted to the parent latch. So the parent is going to respond when the clock is high, and the child is going to respond when the clock is low. And we're ultimately going to see the output Q on LED R0 and not Q on LED R1. So for this setup, I have started with my clock signal right here on switch 9 and input D on switch 0. So the clock is currently high, which means that the parent is going to respond to input D at this point and pass that output to the child. I'm going to change input D to a 1. So notice that the output hasn't changed yet because the 1 that is being fed through the parent is not going to be released from the child until the clock is low. So right now the clock is high. This 1 that I'm feeding into the parent is being passed to the child, and when the clock goes low, we'll see that output reflected on the LED. So right now, the 1 that was passed into the parent is now passed out of the child when the clock goes low. So I'm going to put the clock high again, and now I'm going to change the input D to low. So when I change this input D to low, notice the output has not changed yet, but I fed a low into the parent. The clock is high, so the parent is passing that value to the child. The child will release that value to the output when the clock goes low again. And now we can see that output coming out. So once again, if I put the clock high, now the parent is going to control the data, change the input to a 1, clock goes low, and that input then comes out. So that's a quick demonstration for Lab 7, Part B.